Hello everyone, welcome to today's 10 at 10. We have some interesting questions to cover today. So let's get going. I have just arrived in the US from India and have difficulties understanding the different types of flour here in the US. There is a lot of all-purpose flour here. Is it the same as refined flour found in India? I'd like to make Indian-style fried snacks. Welcome to America, my friend. It's a long way from India, but I can almost assure you that you would be able to find the right flour for your Indian snacks. For starters, go to this page to learn more about all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is a versatile and general-use wheat flour. It is milled from hard red wheat or a blend of hard and soft wheats, typically 80-20 ratio. As the name suggests, all-purpose flour is suitable for all types of baked goods such as bread, biscuits, pizza, cookies, muffins, etc. It is also used in thickening gravies and sauces. Therefore, it would be great for use in fried snacks. If you need more information on flours and its usage, please join us on our Facebook community, the Baking Industry Professionals page. There, you have peers that can help you out in your flour questions. Moving on to the next question. Can beet powder be used in replacing the red food coloring in red velvet cakes? That is an excellent question. As with any natural food color, you would need to add a lot of it to obtain the right degree of coloring. On top of that, they are often not bake-stable. In the case of beets, you may need to increase your usage of Dutch chocolate powder, and the usage of beet powder may need to be higher as well. As long as it doesn't affect the water-holding capacity of the cake flour, it is worth a try. Good luck to you. Can I bake donuts in the oven? While most cake and yeast donuts are fried, baking donuts is not new. You will have more success baking cake donuts than yeast-raised donuts. However, baking doesn't give that final textural crunch to the product. If this is a shelf-stable product, then it really doesn't matter in terms of its texture. Also, baked donuts are actually more healthy due to its fat content. So, good for you. I want to increase the shelf life of our bread, but I don't like to use artificial preservatives. Can you please give me ideas of how to do this? A very common concern among high-speed bakers is how to make their product labels more consumer-friendly while achieving a longer shelf life. The shelf life extension of bread products is particularly challenging in this regard because we don't have the benefit of the low water activity or high level of tenderizers that we do in sweet baked goods. When we discuss shelf life extension, we are generally talking about two things. 1. The preservation of texture, or the prevention of staling. And 2. The prevention of spoilage of the product. The former, preservation of texture, can be achieved through the addition of a number of ingredients including enzymes, emulsifiers or crumb softeners, or even sugars and fats. While sugars and fats sound like an easy solutions, these ingredients have additional functions that will add flavors and color to the final product, not to mention the changes they will impart on processing of the dough, including longer mix times, softer, stickier doughs, and less structure to both the dough and finished product, including less volume and more processing difficulties. Ingredients commonly considered as artificial preservatives for texture to achieve a softer crumb over time are emulsifiers, such as SSL, sodium stearyl lactylate, CSL, calcium stearyl lactylate, monoglycerides, and more. As consumers have asked for bakers to remove these ingredients, the addition of enzymes have been at the forefront of the clean label uses for crumb softening. You can use enzymes to replace these texture-affecting ingredients. Certain types of amylase enzymes can perform to benefit of helping with product softness, but the choice of enzyme will depend on the thermal profile of the product during baking. Starch gelatinizes. Crumb set begins at about 140–167 degrees Fahrenheit or 67–5 degrees Celsius. If amylases are active at that temperature, dextrins will increase, meaning starches are broken down, and the crumb will become softer, resulting in less staling. If this process happens in excess, the crumb will become gummy, sticky, and fragile. Understanding the thermal profile of your product during baking and cooling, as well as working with your suppliers, will help you to find the enzyme package that will work for your product. So, enzymes would be your #1 solution to replace artificial preservatives for texture preservation. The other type of preservation is prevention of spoilage. Bread presents a big challenge in baking because it is an excellent medium for the growth of mold. Mold likes fairly warm temperatures, plenty of oxygen, a slightly acidic condition, and moisture. Bread produced without the use of any mold inhibitor will have mold appear on the product in 3 to 5 days, if stored at room temperature. The first thing to remember in prevention of mold growth is that good sanitation practices are your best defense. More on this later, but this is always the most important factor. Mold inhibitors that we add as ingredients work by lowering the pH. Mold likes a neutral pH of 6 to 7, so these ingredients will create an environment that is less friendly to spoilage organisms like yeasts, bacteria, and molds. The primary artificial preservatives, or antimicrobials, used in baked goods are benzoates, sorbates, and propionates. One of the important qualifications is that these ingredients will inhibit the growth of undesirable microorganisms, but not have a significant effect on yeast activity, and therefore fermentation times, volume, flavor, and aroma. While benzoate, also known as sodium benzoate, is effective against many yeasts, molds, and bacteria, it is only effective at a very low pH range, around 2.5 to 4. It can also restrict yeast activity, which is why it is not used for yeast-raised bread products. Benzoic acid is, however, naturally occurring in cranberries, prunes, and cinnamon. These are all great natural inhibitors, but adding too much cinnamon to the dough of your cinnamon raisin bread can slow your fermentation times. Sorbates are very effective against both mold and yeast. They function at a slightly higher pH range, up to 6.5. Because of this, they see greater usage in chemically leavened sweet goods that have a naturally higher pH than bread products. Sorbates also affect yeast activity. Potassium sorbate is water-soluble, so it can be used as a topical spray on the surfaces of baked products such as tortillas. Propionates are the most widely used mold inhibitor for bread products in high-speed baking because they are effective against mold, but not yeast or bacteria, with one important exception: rope or Bacillus mesentericus. The fact that it doesn't inhibit yeast growth makes it ideal for use in breads in addition to its functionality at a lower pH range, less than 5.5. Ingredients that are considered natural mold preservatives include vinegar, raisin juice concentrate, and fermented flour products such as wheat, corn, and dairy whey. Vinegar, a source of acetic acid, is used at a level of 0.5 to 1% at a 200 grain strength. The type you buy at the grocery store is more diluted for household use and is usually a 4 to 5 grain strength. While vinegar will reduce pH, it is not very effective alone, and is more commonly used as a pH adjuster with other mold inhibitors, such as calcium propionate. Raisin juice concentrate can be used at 5 to 10% for breads with a darker crumb. Tartaric acid is the active component in raisin. When paired with the addition of sugars, the combination can help with texture. Don't forget that this addition of sugars with raisin juice may require a formula adjustment for total sugar. Finally, there are a number of fermented products that harness the byproducts of fermentation of flour and dairy to manufacture high concentrations of organic acids that will inhibit mold growth with minimal effect on yeast activity, like cultured wheat. Achieving a longer shelf life with the use of cultured wheat has become the go-to solution for many commercial bakers. In these cultured products, wheat flour is fermented with P. Freudenreichii, a bacteria typically found in dairy. Fun fact: propionic acid was first discovered in the bacteria responsible for the holes in Swiss cheese. This fermentation process naturally produces acetic and propionic acids that will inhibit mold growth in baked products over a wide pH range. So, there you have it. I hope this little segment helped you understand the use of preservatives in bakery products. Best of luck to you, bakers. Till next week, keep on baking.